the greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. Moyer. Hello everyone, welcome back. First and foremost, let me apologize. My last video, Rhyme and Reason, my mic cut out in the middle, so I'm trying to work on getting that up and going once again. I'm not really sure what's going on, but let's take a journey and visit another galaxy or galaxies. And this morning, a shout out to Correa, and we're going to travel the galaxy and Rapier and visit some privateers along the way. So I've leveled off my canvas, making sure that it's balanced using my leveling tool. I've prepared a Pythallion or tallow blue that has been mixed with Floetrol and water, and I want to use that as my base. So I want to pour it down and tilt it. I've taped off the sides of this canvas, trying to go for the composition to stay more centered, but we'll see how it goes. I just want to tilt it, get some of that paint moving along. How's everyone doing this morning, afternoon, evening, as the case may be? Someone commented, or a couple of people actually commented, they were disappointed that they did not see the final dried versions of some of the art that I've created. I will try posting that in the future, but for now you can certainly check at the end of the videos to see that artwork that will be displayed there. All right, so I'm visiting R.A. Doc Correa's work. We're going to take, as I said, a galactic journey, or a galactic geographic journey on the Rapier and visit the galaxy. And along the way, we're going to meet some extremely interesting characters. We're going to meet Kate and Cindy, along with the privateers. And I encourage you to, again, check out R.A. Doc Correa's work, The Rapier. And what I want to do, because I don't want my paint to get a film on it, we'll talk a little bit more as we continue. I'm going to start with an open cup pour, and I've taken the cup and actually just put some oil around the inner part of it and rubbed it in, hopefully to create some additional structures. So what I want to do is actually go in and add a little bit of white around the outer part of that cup, just to seal it in. Let me get some of that bubble out. Are you ready for this journey today? I hope so. It's actually a fantastic, fantastic read. I'm usually drawn to historical fiction, westerns, and I think I've mentioned those before. Those are usually my go-tos. But this came so highly recommended that I had to read it. And I had read it actually a while ago, and I went back to reread it because it is so well written. And I do that a lot with a lot of my books. This is a Kionst white that I added. It's already pre-mixed, but I did add a little bit of Floetrol and a couple of drops of oil to it to generate additional cells here, because I want to create this galactic feel to this morning's work, inspired by R.A. Doc Correa's work, Rapier. All right, so we're going to board the SS America, and we're in for a fantastic journey. We get to meet Kate, who actually thought she was just going on board to catch some images of flora and fauna in the galaxy. But what happens is quite the contrary to her expectations. We meet Cindy, who is 4 years old. Actually, she lost her parents, tragic death. And here she is on the Rapier, the princess she is. And Kate becomes her surrogate mother. This is a yellow by Kionsk as well. Ikonsk, excuse me. And so Kate becomes her adoptive mother to raise this child and guide her along the way. And there are a lot of battles going on. This is a metallic blue, again by Ikonsk. And I added just a little bit of flutrol to this with a couple of drops of oil. Bring some of that lighter blue in. It's really coming through. It's looking really pretty. I do want to add a little bit of white to break it through. Break the colors up a little bit. I'm going to go in with this rose mauve color. That is actually Rapier. And that has been mixed with flutrol and oil. It's flowing off the stick nicely. So I'll introduce that here. Go a little bit higher. It's a little more than I had anticipated. So Kate is raising Cindy, and there are others on board this massive ship that is exploring the galaxy, and they're fighting the evil that exists out there, fighting warships, pirates. And here I'm going to use an aquamarine blue. This is by Pebeo with flutrol and oil. Traveling the stars, new worlds, fantastic creatures along the way. I'm going to go with a little high on this. I'm going to go in with a little bit more white. I want to bring in some of this cerulean blue, which is a metallic by Ikonsk once again. I mixed it with a little flutrol and 2 drops, or 3 drops actually, of oil. I'm trying to get more cell structures here as we bring our galaxy into view. Just want to wait for a few seconds and watch this do some magic before we move on. I'm going to torch some of those bubbles. And as I do this, some of the cell structures will come up as well. I apologize if the quality of the audio is not great this morning, but as I said, my mic gave out, and so I'm not using it today, but I hope it's not too bad. I just want to wait a couple of seconds for it to continue, doing a little bit more magic. So we see Cindy evolve, and this innocent young 6-year-old now is horrified by the fact that during a gunfight with an opposing force, and she has been exposed to the gunfights and the sword fights and the ship-to-ship battles and the slave trades and all the nefarious dealings and the brutal raiders that exist out there in that galaxy. In her reality now, she's overwhelmed when she discovers that because of her action, as she shot down the opposing forces, but hadn't realized that with that were, other people, entities that existed there. And can you imagine at 6 years old being, faced with that? It's just incredible. But there's a beauty Rapier by R.A. Correa, and I really strongly urge you to pick it up and just discover for yourself. There are so many dynamics that are going on there, and yes, you're exploring the galaxy as we're exploring the galaxy here, but there are some real timely issues, you know, that deal with morality and one's own identity and trying to find purpose, trying to find self in this chaotic, destructive world sometimes, just as Kate tries to guide Cindy along this as her adoptive mother. All right, so I want to actually lift this, and I think I want to bring this way because here it's getting a little muddied. So let's see what happens as I'm going to just turn gently, just moving the cup along, guiding it like a ship in our universe, in that galaxy, such as in Rapier by R.A. Correa. Okay. Let's just continue watching to see what else is going on here. I want to torch and see if there are any additional cells, and this is very pretty. I hope I don't lose that. Fantastic. I think Kate, in her search for capturing a photograph of some flora and fauna, might be pleased with this piece right here. All right, I want to grab another cup that, again, I just rub some oil on that piece. And I want to, once again, I'm going to go around to seal the outer part of this so that the paint will stay in place until we're ready to discover what's going on. All right, so this time I'm going to actually begin with this metallic gold by Keons. I'm going to go a little higher. Going to go in with a little bit of white, and again a little different than what I did in that first pour, but I think this will work out. We're discovering our galaxy, exploring, so we get to see the different things that come our way. Some are good and some are not so good, as you will discover when you read Rapier and meet the privateers, not pirates, but privateers. All right, I want to go in with some of this green. This is, actually this is Crafty Light, Borealis green. I might have said something else before. Good thing I labeled the cups. Okay, I'm gonna go in there. I think I want to go in with this golden ochre. And the cup is moving, beautiful. It's working out really well. Just want to watch as it continues to flow out of that cup before I begin torching it again. Let's see where it goes. So let's board the SS America in Rapier and find, or take a journey with our privateers and Kate and Cindy, along with the commander, who is actually not a very nice person. I hope you grab Rapier up and discover for yourself what I'm talking about. I want to see what's going on, see what we're picking up. I think I want to add a little bit more of that mauvey red color by Kansk. Put it and drizzle around it a little bit. Then go in with some white. A lot of boulders here. Very galactic. You would find boulders, though we don't really see them. Though if you think about stars as being giant, bright, beautiful boulders, perhaps that would work. But in our galaxy pour, we're just exploring the flora and fauna, just as Kate had expected to do. But those nefarious creatures are more about owning people than they are about independence. And strong and independent, we find our Kate as well as our Cindy. Have you explored any wonderful things this weekend? I hope you had the opportunity to go out. I know it's been snowing in some areas. Hopefully you're okay. Going in with my white. I think I want to introduce a little bit more of this. It's a little bit lighter on this side, and I'm really liking it. So I think I want to go in with a little bit more of the, this is actually Pebeo, a blue iridescent. I'm loving the effect that it had here. So let's see, it's actually becoming encapsulated in the other colors, and it's turning out beautifully. Some of the colors are being brought together, so the composition as a whole is working out really well. I want to torch out some of the additional bubbles here. Let's see what other cells there may be. Try not to get too close to that cup because it will burn. Top here as well. And let's see. I think I wanted to deconstruct it and bring it down this way and out. So I'm going to take my cup, gently lifting it up and just giving it a gentle twist as I move it along. Oh, that's quite pretty. There's some beautiful green that is being picked up by that mingling of that yellow by Kansk and that beautiful blue. I think this is really pretty. I do not want to move this at all, but I think we're going to add a little bit more. We need to add some more blue here. I don't want to saturate the canvas, even though I know that when we tilt, that will come off, most of it, but I don't want to overdo it. All right, I'm going to go in with the white this time, beginning with the white. Going to introduce the yellow, and this is Ikonsk yellow. Going to go in with my ochre. This is Pouring Masters Golden Ochre. We'll introduce some more white just to break it up. I don't want the colors to be muddied. Sometimes I have a tendency to do that in these types of pours. But let's see if we can create some of our own beautiful fauna and flora here. All right, I'm going to go in with my mauve, reddish mauve color, I guess it is. More on the red side, has more of a red tinge to it than pink. And I think it will work out. A little bit more of my white to break it up. I think we're going to add some of that metallic, the blue iridescent rather, by Pebeo. A little bit more. I really love the effect that that is causing. Tiny bit more white. I'm actually going to just give that a different sort of, rather than just pouring it on, just kind of give it a line and see the effect of that. The blue is just a little bit lighter than here. So this is more of a purplish tinge to it, where this is more iridescent or metallic. And that is the Ikonsk blue. I want to, I think we're going to go in with some of the Icons metallic gold. Just give it a stir. When you leave the paints out for too long, the film develops and they're harder to maneuver, just like Rapier, our starship in Correa's work. The Rapier is sometimes a challenge to maneuver from one place to another. Meantime, fighting all those villains, if you will. Oh, this is quite pretty. It has a balance to it in that it's picking up some of that yellow gold that's here, is showing up here. So there's a connectivity here, just like in our universe. And so, let me just pop some more of those bubbles. And let's see. I think I want to add a little bit more blue here. And I think I want to just turn it more circular so it has more of a, I don't know, a comet sort of spin to it. Spinning and spinning like the Rapier does in its galaxy, in its orbit, trying to discover and help all those who cannot help themselves. Oh, this is quite pretty. I don't know how I feel about this. It's got all the colors in there, and when I take you in for a close-up, I think when it dries, those colors will continue to bloom and blossom. I'm loving the boulders in this one. This is quite pretty. I may actually just take that one off. I do want to balance it, so I think we're going to go to that side. So let me add a little bit of the blue here. I think I'm just going to put this upside down and let it drain through. Put this here. I'm going to put that cup right here. I'll go in before I do that and just seal off that perimeter or the diameter, the outer part, so that it will stay where I want it to and flow along the canvas. Going in with some more of my white, and that's a white with a couple of drops of oil by Konsk. I'm going to go in with that metallic blue. I'm going to bring in, this is going to actually be green when I mix it with that, or when it mixes with that metallic blue. And I think that that will balance out really well. We'll see. I'm going to break it up with some white. Put that there so I remember. Let's bring in some gold. Oh, it's moving. I'm not ready for you to move. Go back. Let's get it back there. I'm just going to move it there a little bit. And I want it to stay. Don't want it to move yet. Sometimes it actually is great when it does move on its own, but I don't want that to happen right now. All right. But I'm loving this. It's beautiful. It's a cloud effect to that sky and that part of the galaxy. Quite pretty. I want to go in with some of this reddish mauve color. Not too much. I'm going to just bring it through a little bit. And I'm going to break it up with a little bit more white. If you're going to curl up with a good book, again, grab Rapier by Correa. He has contributed to a few other anthologies along the way, so you might want to explore that as well. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, sort of circular. Oh, I don't want that. No, 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 no. Come back here. All right. Check out the What If series. It is an anthology with other authors. What If 1, 2, 3, and book 4. All right, I want to go in a little bit more of that reddish color. Love the lacing that's going on right there. It's beautiful. Just bringing in some white. I want to torch this a little bit just to see what's going on. It's very pretty. There's some wonderful lacing, but it's a subtle type of lacing, and then it just interplays with the larger flora. Quite pretty. Just torching some more here. Just want to step up and see. I think we're going to just kind of angle it this way. Trying to see. I think I want to go this way and bring it to the center and carry that through. And it's bringing up the colors here, so the composition has a rhyme or reason to it, if that makes sense. Oh, that's quite pretty. There we go. Oh, I think I have enough to carry it through here. As I said, I wasn't really fond of what was going on here, so this is working out really well. Spiral effect. Like a ship traveling, a rapier traveling the galaxies, looking for those not so very nice creatures who mean harm. All right, let me just step up. Oh, this is quite pretty. It's spiral effect. It's floral, but yet it has a real deep richness to it. And the cell structure is allowing some of that paint to peek through. So it's quite pretty. I want to torch this a little bit. There's some massive bubbles in here. All right, this isn't really working out. Some of the colors got a little bit muddy. The beautiful thing, and I think I've said this before, about this type of painting, the fluid art or acrylic painting, is that it's very forgiving. I do not think I need to add any more paint to that part, so I'm going to go in with some white. Let's hope this works out and I don't create additional mayhem. Although, if I think about it in reading Rapier, there's a lot of mayhem and chaos and uncertainties that are going on there as well. So let me just move this out of the way. I'm going to go in with my beautiful Borealis green, and that is Galactic, isn't it? Borealis. Love it. Color's quite pretty. I'm going to go in with some of that yellow. I'm just going to drizzle it in there a little bit more than I had before, but let's see if it works out. As I said, I wasn't really pleased with what's going on here, and that's why I'm sort of reinventing this or adding to it. Let's hope it works. I think we're going to go in with some of that Icons metallic blue. I just want to stop for a second and let's see what magic we have. I definitely think we need more white here. So let me grab some white. And this is the same as I had before, the other white. I just placed the excess in a bottle, squeeze bottle. So I'm going to add some white here. And I think we need more. Lots of cells and boulders going on right now. I'm going to add some more yellow. pop some of this. I really love this piece right here, so I hope I don't lose it when it's tilted. Some of it did get muddied here, but hopefully when I tilt, that will come off. Those unexpected things. Does that happen? Okay, just slowly spiraling it like the USS America in Rapier. Just bringing it through. I think I want to deconstruct this a little bit and maybe carry it out. Trying to get more of a spin on it. Oh, that's pretty there. And I don't want to. Oh, that's quite pretty. Unexpected little happenings here. We're exploring this universe. It's quite pretty. Uh-oh. I think I ran out of propane. No, it's there. Getting a little bit more comfortable with this torch. That's very pretty. All right, I want to just step back and look and see where we're going with this. Okay, we're going to try tilting a little bit, but I think I'm going to be adding a layer to this that might be unconventional, but we'll see how it works out. You know what? We're going to do a little exploring on our own galactic ship here. Going to use some of that leftover and hope it works. All right. So it'll give it a combination of sorts. I'm loving this metallic, so I'm going to use it. And we'll see. A lot of it will be tilted off, so I'm not horribly concerned about it. It will affect the colors, though, as it does tilt, but I'm hoping it will affect it in a positive way, and the outcome will be positive. And when you read Rapier, I think you'll be surprised at what happens there. I'm going to go in with some of this, and again, just so that the paint that is here already in our galactic journey will continue to flow. I am going to introduce it here just to give it a continuity. The composition is not unexpected, or at least doesn't deviate too much with what I had envisioned. That's the thing about this fluid art. I envision certain things in my head, and then when it actually comes to it, it winds up being something different. Usually it's a good thing. Sometimes it's not so good. So we'll discover this together. I hope you're enjoying the videos. Please do subscribe. Your support is so tremendously appreciated. Comments are always welcome. Just tilting. And again, I put the tape so that not too much of the composition would run off until I'm ready for it to do that. I had expected to leave more negative space, but it didn't work out that way, at least not yet. I think once I take the tape off and get some of the muddier colors off, that might actually work out well. We'll find out together. Oh, I had hoped to keep that piece, but it didn't work out that way. Let's see if I can salvage some of it. And bring it back in. I'm not liking the muddy colors on that piece. So, taking it to another level, I'm going to take off the tape from the outer part, from the side, and let it continue to drip down, cover, hopefully the sides in tilting. Hopefully that will continue to do that, as is the case with the pores. All right. I definitely love what's going on here. I'm not too happy. Here the colors have gotten a little bit muddied. So I think we're going to tilt. I'm tilting toward you so you can see what's happening here. Oh, I don't want to tilt all of it off, but a good piece of that muddied effect. And I love the cells here. There's an uncertainty in our galaxy today. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, actually. Bring it back. Trying to see where the weight of my paint is. Completely abstract. And again, I had initially thought that it would be more, I don't know, galactic. And it is on some levels. Love the blue that's going on over here. So I think I want to just tilt that so that I'm getting a continuity, and the composition gives that galactic feel to it, where I'm getting that blue interplaying with some of the yellow, some green. It's actually taken on more green than I thought, but that's because when I added the blue with the yellow, that combination just kind of did its own thing. I want to just take it this way and bring it toward you. I want to just put it down. Love this area here. I think I want to torch this a little bit before deciding. It's a little too much orange in here, but it could be one of those sword fights or galactic starship ship-to-ship fights right here, just before it sets to full flame, where you see some of the red coming through, like the galactic fight in Rapier. And then a cooling off period. This is actually quite pretty. Really liking that. I do want to tilt it a little bit more and try to get rid of that excess orange that's there. It's just a little overwhelming. And I want to bring some of this beautiful blue, the metallic blue, and that deep, rich, almost royal blue that's going on here. Is really pretty. Loving the boulders and the lacing that's going on here as well. But that orange is just a little much. Love what it's doing here, that interplay of them all together, commingling. That is actually really nice. But I think I want to try to tilt some of that orange off. I want to bring it back so that I don't lose all of the blue. I like that. Okay, let's see now. Oh, that's much better. I would so appreciate you subscribing and giving me your thoughts, your ideas, what I could have done, what you would have liked to see me do. And again, it's just a work in progress, like me. And let me just, I will probably have to go back and make sure my edges are covered. But for now, I just want to torch it one more time. And it seems almost chaotic, but our galaxy, as in R.A. Correa's book, can be very chaotic, and there's that uncertainty there. And so I'm hoping that this inspirational piece does Correa's book, Rapier, some justice. There are more cells popping, and as the canvas continues to absorb those colors, I think it will balance really well, because we do see the interplay of the blues, the dark blue, the rich, the metallic blue, the reds peeking through. Some of that lime green is being picked up here in the focal, and then here in the corners as well. So I'm hoping when I take you in for a close-up, you'll be able to see that through the camera lens. When times are good, be grateful. And when times are tough, be grateful. Dustin Ferrier. All right, so I want to take you in to see what's going on here. This is quite pretty right there in that corner with those boulder cells and boulders, like in our Galaxy or in Rapier Galaxy. And here's that interplay of those colors once again. So I'll be interested to see how this dries and sets up. And I'm hoping once again that my inspirational piece does Rapier by R.A. Correa justice. Thank you. Be good to one another and yourselves.